Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes Tuesday. A lot of people getting back to work, or for people like myself, it's another day on the job because I never take a day off. I just take a couple of hours off. So I think that's all people should do. So they're constantly investing in themselves and not just wasting time investing in other people. But that's another conversation for another day. Today's little rant session is just in regards to, I call it a simple topic because I think it's one that helps drive people and keeps people going every day, no matter if they have a job or own a business, and it's passion. Not only are you chasing it, do you even know what your passion is outside of yourself and outside of your family? Do you know what really gets you motivated to get up and get moving? Do you know what are you passionate about? I mean, it could be in regards to you just helping somebody else out, and giving them hand ups, not handouts. What are you passionate about? What really drives you? And if you don't have it in your life, but you could have it, how would you go about pursuing it? It's always those little caveats that I like to throw into the equation. And when I say the equation, I'm talking about the equation of life, because there's so many aspects of life that I don't think a lot of people discuss. And when they do discuss it, it's usually from a complaining aspect and not from an uplifting aspect, or from a how can we move forward? Because right now, I don't care where you live at in the United States of America. I will not speak of other countries, but I will speak of the United States. We are in a forward-thinking society right now. We have been for at least the last 5 to 6 years. We are in a big forward-thinking environment, and if you are in a place and if you are surrounded by people who are backwards thinking, you are in trouble. I don't care who the president is. I don't care who runs the Congress. I don't care who the governor of your state is. You are in trouble. And you cannot have a backwards thinking or a stagnated thinking mentality or society. That is probably one of the biggest and most unsustainable things that's out here to this day, and people think it's just fine. People are like, let's get back to the good old days. No, the good old days were good back in the good old days. The 70s and the 80s were meant for that time period. We're in 2018 and we're going to 2019. Let's move forward. That's another conversation for another day. But what are you passionate about? Because your passions could end up saving lives. Your passions could end up saving communities. Your passions could be something that's out of the box that a lot of people don't think about, or if they do, they think about it on a single level or in small numbers, but you could just add to that equation of that circle. And the next thing you know, you're in a circle of people that you thought you'd never be around, and you just could take your life and your family's lives and friends' lives to the next level. Or they could bring their ideas and their creativities and their passions into the mix, and you could take it to the next level. Because at the end of the day, everybody knows that, Google and Facebook and all these other tech companies that, Twitter, one, they didn't just happen overnight. And two, Microsoft, Apple, they came from people that not only went after their passions, but just took the leap of faith and took the risk to think and live outside of the box. And because of those, the Mark Zuckerbergers, the Steve Jobs, the Bill Gates, because of their forward thinking, the way their mentality and their passions, a passion to have a way of forward thinking, they've taken communities to other heights and other levels that these places didn't think that they could ever go to. Let's be realistic. If it wasn't for Bill Gates, not many people would be that in tune to Seattle. And Mark Zuckerberg, if it wasn't for, Mark Zuckerberg, not many people would be thinking about Silicon Valley like they do today. Silicon Valley was still a big tech hub before Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not going to give him all the credit on that, but even those tech individuals that started it, nobody cared about Silicon Valley, California before these people came to be. And it's like I said, that means a lot. The great stuff that Mark Cuban's doing in Dallas. A lot of people weren't in big, huge droves, having a big tech sector down in Dallas, Texas. And because of him and people like him, he doesn't get all the credit. Dallas is a very popular city to live in right now. Because a lot of people say, well, it's the cheap cost of living. I say, yeah, well, a lot of places in the United States are cheap to live in, but the job market sucks, so therefore people aren't moving there. The population is actually decreasing and not increasing, you know. But that's another story for another day. But that's just what I'm saying. Your passions could change the world. And when you focus on your passions and when you change the world, I mean, to me, that's one heck of a legacy to really leave behind right there at the end of the day. There's really no other way for me to put it on that note. You know, when you change the world, oh man. And when you help improve the lives of others from a hand up mentality and not a hand out mentality, that says a lot. And that means a lot. So that's my whole rant on, you know, why passions are important, whether it's from a make money standpoint or helping people out standpoint, because, you know, passions could come from all different levels. But I just think that when you step outside of that box, and I think when you go for something that everybody says you shouldn't, because I always, you know, it's like, listen to the advice of people, but don't just automatically do it just because they give it to you. Because remember, everybody's life is different. Everybody's destiny is different. And you can't go on the path of your parents and your brothers and sisters all the time, you know. Take their advice, absolutely, and they should take your advice. I'm not saying nobody's better than anybody else. All I'm saying is we're all destined to live a life that we're happy about and that we're not supposed to take a vacation from. And I would imagine if you put your passions in your everyday routine, no matter what they might fall under, you know, because everybody's different. That's what makes the world a great place to live in, us being different, not the same. You know, that's another thing that's not talked about enough. Everybody wants to be the same, and that just makes it for a boring planet. And not only that, but a boring circle. Great, I always say, look at Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were two different people. You know, various different interests, but some of the same interests at the same time. But they found a way to get along and connect with one another. So if you're that Steve Jobs, hook up with that Bill Gates, even you know, from a partnership standpoint, even if you guys have two different ideas. You know, a friend of mine's a real estate agent, and he's friends with the person who owns their own cleaning business. They hook up and they link up. They have some mutual interests. Mindset. You know, it's like, you might be different, but we're all human at the end of the day, and we all have the same interests for the most part. And even if we don't, we can learn off of each other's different interests at the same time, because it's like they always say, if you go the whole day without learning something, then you have failed for the day. That's my 2 cents. Hope you guys like the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and check out my video that I might be making tonight or tomorrow. And it'll be talking about why you should stop watching the news. For me, it's completely, or why you should cut out the news. Just my personal opinion. Take it easy. Have a great day.